This was a competition exclusively for women. All contestants had to guarantee a typing speed of 360 characters per minute, or they would be eliminated. Others typed with all 10 fingers, but she could only use 2. In fact, she had been forced to enter the competition by her boss. A few days earlier, Ruth, a country girl, had come to the city hoping to land a secretarial job, but she was so unremarkable that the boss, Louis, turned her down without a second thought. Ruth refused to leave. She quickly pulled out her specialty, that unique, lightning-fast 2-finger typing. The snapping of a rubber band, the glimpse of a slipping strap, it captivated Louis. And just like that, Ruth got the job, but her father didn't approve. He even tried to arrange a marriage for her. She quickly pushed aside the can and expressed her rebellion against her father. Yet before leaving, looking at her sleeping father, she still thoughtfully covered him with a blanket. Clumsy as she was, Ruth became a laughingstock among Louis's friends, but Louis knew in his heart, he hadn't kept her for the work. When the 7-day trial ended, Louis told Ruth she wasn't suited to be a secretary, unless she agreed to do something else, something that would make them both happy. Before he could finish, Ruth stormed off in anger. Clearly, she had misunderstood his intention, until he pulled out the flyer for the typing competition.
C'est vraiment tout ce que vous voulez que je fasse pour garder ma place. Participer à un concours.
Pas participer, gagner.
And so Ruth took the qualifying contest. A friend thought it looked so easy he could do it too, but a spectator told him that even one small mistake during the competition would cost you 100 characters, and the fastest world record had reached an astonishing 512 characters per minute. Though Ruth used only 2 fingers, she held her own, but in the final results, she missed qualifying by just 2 characters. Louis was upset. He nagged at her the whole way. Ruth told him to stop the car, she would walk home. When Louis didn't respond, she yanked the window crank right off its handle.
Je suis peut-être maladroite, mais je suis pas infirme!
Back at her apartment, Ruth got another scolding from the landlady. Because Louis smoked, Ruth always carried a hint of tobacco on her, so the landlady assumed she was a girl of loose morals. Discouraged, Ruth was ready to go back to the countryside and submit to her father's wishes. But then Louis showed up. He encouraged her not to give up, be better prepared next time. But Ruth felt she had no talent, just an ordinary country girl. Louis firmly wanted her to enter the next competition.
Je vais m'embaucher pour de bon si j'accepte.
J'étais secrétaire lamentable.
So Louis took her to his home, and began teaching her to type with all 10 fingers. He bought her a children's keyboard, with different colors and zones for each finger. To practice better, Ruth painted her nails to match the colors. When she was tired from training, Louis would massage her hands. As they spent more time together, their relationship grew more intimate. Day after day, Ruth practiced. Her typing got faster and faster. Nothing that happened around her could affect her anymore. The second competition arrived. This time, Ruth blew everyone away, with an average of 490 characters per minute. She stood out among many excellent typists and won first place in the city. Louis hugged her and spun her around in excitement. Then, conscious of the onlookers, kept his distance. The country girl had won over everyone there.